So whenever missionaries are learning a language, they generally have some sort of hesitation, at least at the beginning, because they don't want to say it wrong. And the unfortunate thing about learning a language is you're going to say it wrong 1,000 times before you say it right. And really, the sooner missionaries let go of that, the sooner I was able to let go of my fear of saying something wrong, the faster my language learning went, because I was able to say something, realizing, you know what, probably there are 10 errors in that sentence. The idea is getting across, and then trying to improve how you say it. One of the differences between French and American culture is that in America, if someone corrects your grammar, you call them a grammar Nazi. You say they're rude, they're pretentious. In France, it's not the same thing. People will correct your grammar, but it's based entirely on a different paradigm. And really, to understand that, you have to understand how French conversation works. French is full of wonderful word plays and witty remarks and intelligent insights. And conversation really is an art in France. And it's a beautiful game to play. But the nice thing about it is it's not a competitive sport. It's a team sport. So if I'm having a conversation with you, I am going to be trying to insert my own witty remarks, but I'm also going to try to appreciate and play off your witty remarks and your word plays and your interesting insights. And all of that is, what can we build together? So it's this wonderful brownie point system, but non-competitive. So as such, when a French person corrects your grammar, they almost always are doing it in a way to say, I want to engage in this conversation with you. I want to see what we can do with this, how good we can make this conversation. And they're not trying to do it to say, oh, your grammar's horrible, you speak horribly. Instead, they're saying, you're someone I want to engage with on this. Out of all the times I've been corrected in French, which numbers definitely at least in the 10,000s, I can only think of one that I've ever seen any French person correct someone's grammar when it wasn't good-natured, when it wasn't trying to engage that person more. So when someone corrects your grammar in French, there are two things to do. One is really integrate what they're saying. Try to understand it. If you don't understand what they're saying and correcting your grammar, then ask them. Say, well, how does this play in? I thought this. And talk with them. They love talking grammar. They love language. Because French is such a beautiful language and so much fun to work with. So when someone corrects it, first you recognize and try to integrate it. And the other thing is recognize that this person is connecting with you. It's a way that you can bond in French, is to engage in that dialogue, to see how beautiful, how eloquent, how witty, how insightful you can make a conversation. French people do not use the same type of fillers that Americans do. In America, a lot of times we just kind of say stupid things. Hey, how are you? And how are you doesn't even mean how are you, it means hi. Whereas in France, everything they say is meaningful. You don't say bonjour or hello to someone twice in a day, or it's considered offensive because you clearly didn't mean good day to them the first time because you didn't think about it when you said it the second time. Instead, you'll say hello again, or bonjour. So this whole conversation, everything means something. The French can be vague if they want to, but it will be intentional if they are trying to be vague. But really, the sincerity of the French people as they engage in conversation with you, when they are trying to do word plays and see what they can create with you, what type of conversation. And what better way to teach people or to build relationships with members than to be building a beautiful conversation, especially one where you are able to be talking about the gospel in it. Then they are working with you to build a gospel conversation. And they'll bring in their wonderful French wit, and you'll bring in whatever you can do at your level of French at the time. And you'll also bring your gospel understanding, and you'll be creating this wonderful thing with them, something that touches them. The French love conversation. They love to talk. And it will be something that really connects to their soul. the French are so wonderful and so warm. I think a lot of times there is that perspective from Americans that the French are cold or that they don't want to interact, but it's usually a misunderstanding of things like this, where they say, oh, they corrected my grammar, how rude of them, or oh, they did a kind of witty play on words as if they're trying to show they're smarter than me. But it's not that at all. They are trying to engage with you. They're trying to connect with you. And you can either then choose to withdraw and be offended and therefore break that relationship, or engage in the conversation and grow more deeply with them.